All right, we're live, guys.
From days of long ago, from uncharted regions of the universe, comes a legend. The legend of Voltron, defender of the universe. A mighty robot, loved by good, feared by evil. As Voltron's legend grew,
I love this. I love this.
Galaxy.
I love this cartoon.
On planet Earth, a galaxy alliance was formed. Together with the good planets of the solar system, they maintained peace throughout the universe. Until a new horrible menace threatened the galaxy. Voltron was needed once more. This is the story of the super force of space explorers. Specially trained and sent by the Alliance.
I love this cartoon.
Voltron, defender
So many
of the
members.
universe. Ready to form Voltron! Activate interlock! Dino burns connected! Infracells up! Mega thrusters are go! Let's go! Voltron!
Sad thing is, I can't be copyrighted, so I'm good.
Form, feet, and legs! Form, arms, and body! I'll form my head!
Oh man, tell you what, man, Voltron, 3 weeks.
What do you want to be when you grow up? I'm going to be an astronaut.
3 weeks of research. What do y'all do to me? 3 weeks. Holy cow. Thank God Power Rangers in a cartoon, because that would take like a month and a half. Holy cow. Anyways, so let's get the topic at hand. Voltron, yeah. Okay, so Voltron was founded in 1984 by Toei and World Events Productions. That was the one here in America when they found them. The funny thing is that in Japan, the original name for Voltron was Beast King Lion Go. Sorry. Rewind. Back it up. Beast King Go Lion. Sorry. Dyslexia. Anyways, so with this Voltron series, what we got here in America was you had the red, the green, the yellow, the blue, and the black lion. And these form Voltron, defender of the universe. This thing was like, how can I put it? Okay, so I had a vivid memory of this, and I had to ask my cousin about it, and it actually happened. Like, I thought it was like Mandela effect. Did this really happen? So I said, did you really get a Voltron for Christmas one year? And he said, yeah. You got the He-Man, Master of the Universe, Shark Attack with Skeletor. Colt got G.I. Joes, and I got Voltron. Okay, awesome. So instead of thinking like, okay, which version did he get though? He got the Matchbox version. There were so many versions of Voltron in toy form. So many. So, with the Voltron we got here in the States, now it's a little hard to explain. So, the one we got here with the red, the black, the blue, the green, the yellow lion was the third version in Japan. Okay. The one we got after that was the first version in Japan. Okay. Well, the second version in Japan, which would have been our third version here in the US, never got released. Never got released. So what became of Voltron? So you had Vehicle Force and the one I talked about, the unprovided Galactor Force, which I said like was supposed to be that. So the Gladiator Force was supposed to be season 2, like I said. Go Line was the third one, like I said. So on, oh gosh, what was the date? Google this if I'm wrong. Google it. September 10th, 1984. I believe what the date was. We got Voltron. And I think if I'm right, 65% of Americans tuned in that day. 65%. That's a lot of views, dude. I mean, it's more than I'm right now because I'm seeing nobody watching, and yeah, it's all good. Y'all catch me up and flip flop. It's all good. So the funny thing is that with Voltron, in Japan, they actually showed deaths, like the Robies dying and characters dying, and it was kind of like it was weird because here in the States we didn't really see that. Like on G.I. Joe, you didn't see no deaths. But with Transformers the movie, you saw Optimus Prime die. And that, I really think that's kind of what like killed Voltron in a way. Just in my opinion. But like, I don't know. I talked about this on my last video. The whole thing with the FCC and how Saturday morning cartoons can like be, and oh, that's better. That's a lot better. Sorry, guys. So, fun fact. Fun fact. Voltron, the one we got here in the States, takes place in 1999. $1999. Okay, well, so we're going to go back to the original first. Japan style, not US. So they were called Vehicle Voltron. So you had Aqua, Fighter C Team. You had the Turbo Terrain Land Team. You had what is that? I can't even read my own writing. I'm sorry. You had the fighter air team, which was different because you had like over 30 vehicles with this thing. Like seriously, go online, look this up, dude. I'm serious. Like straight up, like 100%, like straight up, like crazy. And it formed Voltron. The one thing that caught my attention with the vehicle Voltrons were like when you grow up with us here in the US, it was different because you had the Lions, and then they introduced this vehicle Voltron, which tied into the movie, which I'll get to later. So the funny thing is that not a lot of Americans know about the Gladiator Voltron, which is sad because that's when like Tomei and Takara and all these things are like were like selling things to the US to Matchbox and Mattel and Hasbro and but the one thing that was cool is that Voltron Fleet of Doom, that was the movie. And that's when you got both versions of the ones that we saw here in the US together. And the sad thing is that that's where it ended in Japan. Because it was like that was the only time that those two shows were ever shown together at all. But the movie was shown still after the series was canceled. And that's what I don't get. Like, okay, you cancel a series, but you have a movie coming out. Okay. So that's like them. How do I put it? That's like them saying, okay, The Simpsons. Wait, bad advice. Bad. No. Rewind. Okay. That'd be like Rick and Morty. Okay. We're canceling your show, but you have a movie coming out. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, honestly, it makes no sense. So, after the first series of Voltron, which was in the 80s, we had some more coming out. Yeah, it was. It was pretty. Wow. Reach your nose, David. God. So you had these. Okay, hold on. 2010. It was. How do I put it? It was like CGI ish. And it was like, oh man, it was bad. It was bad. Like, you had these, like, it was cartoon, and then it went to CGI as they were transforming into Voltron and stuff like that. And they're like, it just Voltron Force was like, it was horrible. It was so horrible because like later on you had like different modes of the lions. It was just like stupid. And I love Voltron, man. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love Voltron. One of my favorite episodes ever was the one where they actually formed Voltron in the original series, which had come to like the 7th or 8th episode. But like with this, it's like it was ugly. Like ugly as I don't want to say it because I want to sound mean. But after Voltron Force, you had Voltron series. And it was like it was weird. But the one I'm talking about now, I'll get the characters later. But in this particular like Voltron, Prince Lothar was voiced by Tim Curry, which is better known as, I guess, It from the original movie, from The Worst Witch, if y'all know that, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Badass dude, badass actor. Would love to meet him sometime. But not to go off topic, but we'll do this. Hiya, Georgie. They all float. We all float down here. I can't do. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Anyways, so later in the series, like I said, changed the stealth mode, and the lions were just. It was. I didn't like it. It was just. I mean, it was just like. It was too many reboots, I guess. But then 2010 came along on Nickelodeon. Now this one I liked. I was down with this one. This one was awesome. So it was supposed to be appearing on Nickelodeon in 2010. April 2010, it was announced. And then it was supposed to be a 26 episode series with maybe a pickup for like a spring reboot. Or not reboot, like continuation. Season 2, I guess. Sorry. Well, once again, a reboot fails. Y'all seen a pattern? A reboot fails. If something's not broke, don't fix it. Leave it alone. But we can't do that, can we? Child's Play coming out. Aladdin coming out. Little Mermaid. Lion King. Toy Story 4. Really? And there's even talk on my notes of a live action Voltron movie. Where's my He-Man movie? You told me it was out soon. Okay. Anyways, so sorry. anyways, 2010. They talk about this. So they got their approval by Nickelodeon. And dude, like this cartoon was like, it was legit. I actually enjoyed it. I really did. So June 16, 2011, it came in Nickelodeon. And like, it was one episode. And then they paused until April 25th, 2012. Really? This thing was amazing. Go watch it on YouTube. Well, not right now, but go watch it later on. Go. It was freaking awesome. Like, legit freaking awesome, dude. Like, I love this cartoon. It was one thing that, like, Voltron couldn't do with this one. They could combine in ways that Voltron couldn't combine. The black lion, the green lion, the red lion, the yellow lion, the blue lion. No. Oh, no. They went naughty on this one. Naughty. You could have the blue lion as the main lion with the black lion over here. Or you could have the green lion with the main one right here. The black lion on the feet. Sorry, guys. Get excited. Sorry. Get naughty with it. Seriously. Like, oh my goodness. Like, never before seen where the black lion wasn't the main lion. And that's what I love about the series. It was freaking amazing, dude. Like, holy crap. So, speaking of the movie, 2009, Mark Gordon actually announced that they were working on a live action Voltron movie. 2009. That's 10 years ago. And yet right now we're getting, like I said, Toy Story 4, Lion King, Aladdin, a live action Little Mermaid. What's next? Don't answer that. So anyways, the weird thing is that when they started to do this, they actually had it in production. And Toei, who is the Japanese, I guess, holder of Voltron, were in like a battle about who owns the rights to Voltron. So like this person said, yes, we own this. And this person said, yes, we own this. And it's like, it was horrible. So then all of a sudden, after that, we had a long wait. And then Netflix and DreamWorks, Disney. Voltron, Legendary Defender. Okay, cool. Sounds like a cool ass name for a series. 2016 of June, around my birthday, that time of year. And it's still going strong. Very strong. I love the original, but this one makes it kid friendly. Kid friendly. So the weird thing is that with this new Voltron series, is that you have the originals. You have Shiro, you have Keith, you have Pidge, you have Prince Laura, you have Lance, you have Hunk. I mean, they have all these original characters that are back in there. And my favorite character out of this series, as of right now, is Hunk. Because, well, I can't relate to him. He's a big dude. He's kind-hearted. He's soft-spoken. But when you make him mad, yeah. My least favorite character in this series is Keith. I'm sorry. In the original series, Keith was freaking amazing. Like, he was actually a leader. In this DreamWorks series, he's excuse my language for a minute, a little bitch. He's a little bitch. He doesn't want to take responsibility. He tries too hard. It just, I don't know. It's just weird seeing the original from this one, the transition of the character. Like, the guy just, like he doesn't care. So he goes off and he does his own thing. And watch the series. I don't want to be too much spoiler alert, sorry. But the one thing that really threw me through a loop with the new series that's going on Netflix right now is Pidge. Oh, Pidgey. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so throughout every series of Voltron, when Pidge was a character, he was a male. In the DreamWorks, oh wait, hold on. Spoiler alert. Pidge is a girl. She is trying to find her brother, who was supposed to take over the Green Lion, but got kidnapped-ish. I'm not... Watch the series. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Anyways. Pidge is a girl. I love it. I love it. Prince Laura in this series, amazing. Lance, amazing. Shiro, that's your leader. That's the leader you want for Voltron. Shiro, in this right here. Keith, you let me down, dude. 100% let me down. From the original to now, you let me down. Because the funny thing is that in the originals, it wasn't Shiro. You had Sven. You had Shiro as the Black Lion. Sven as the Blue Lion. Keith, Red Lion. Pidge, Green Lion. Hunk, Yellow Lion. Well, then, let's see here. Sven died. Shiro gone. So that meant Prince Laura came up and took the Blue Lion. Keith took the Black Lion. Lance took the Red Lion. Okay. Makes sense. But that was what we got here in America. In Japan, whole lot of death. Whole lot of death. So let's go down to the drivers of the lions themselves. All right, we'll start with the Black Lion. We had Sven, Shiro, and Keith. Enough said. If you've seen the originals, the 84 versions that come out, you know who they are. Green Line, come on. Pidge, done. But you had Vince as well from the one series that I talked about before. That was on Nickelodeon. Now, Vince was in training, because in that series you had Lance, Pidge, Hunk, Shiro, and Princess Laura as your 5 lions. You had Keith, Vince, and son of a gun. Anyways, it was Princess Laura's niece. I cannot remember the name. Prosecute me, I don't care. Anyways, so that was the Green Line. Now, Yellow Line, Hunk, always Hunk. The weird thing is that with this new one that's out on Netflix, is they never address this on any of them, even the Japanese version to the American versions up to now. It's kind of weird because, like, in this version, Hunk's of Samoan descent, which, hey, awesome. Cool with me, dude. Yeah, Roman Reigns, The Rock. That's what they kind of base this guy off of, which is cool. So then, now you get the Blue Line. Okay, Blue Line is so... Oh, wow. Blue Line is worse than Red Line. So many drivers. So many drivers. Anyways, so you got Princess Laura, Sven, and Lance. Now, the one thing that I noticed with Voltron, which I'll always take in to heart, is that Voltron was the original Power Rangers. If you really think about it. Combining vehicles to make one huge thing, mech, Zord, whatever. So now Red Lion. Red Lion. My favorite version of Red Lion was the Nickelodeon version, because that thing was amazing. And Lance and that thing was just awesome. But my original, to this day, favorite line, and you can ask any of my friends who knows me, I have Reeboks of that line, and that's the Green Line. So now let's get into some of the characters with Voltron. So you had King Zarkon, Prince Lotor. Those are your main baddies, with Hagar, the witch. I mean, those are your main baddies. You know, I mean, you saw them every episode. You saw them pretty much in every rendition of Voltron, which is, you know, awesome. You had Row Beasts. But the one thing that I didn't really understand was that how that like the Castle of Lions. They tell you about in the first episode how it became. And it's kind of like, it's weird. Like, how certain things evolved in that cartoon. But the one thing that I love about Voltron was just the animation and the storytelling. It was, you had a story every episode, whether it was from Japan or America or China or India or Australia or Europe or BFE. You had a storyline. And that's what I loved about Voltron. You always had a storyline. It went somewhere every week. It didn't matter if we got the messed up version, the ones that like were out of place here in America. We got a story. We got something that you come every week and sit there and watch and knew that everything matched up. So, in closing, guys, I'm just saying that Voltron was one of the, if not the best series from 84 to 85 to 86. Depending on what you want to look at it. Now, while I got y'all here, I'm going to say one thing and one thing only. I love doing this channel, guys. I really do. And you guys help me out with this. Like, you keep me focused. Sorry it took 3 weeks. But that's a lot of research, dude. A lot of research. Like watching cartoons. Every episode. Back and front. Takes a lot of time. So, I'll put up a poll coming up here on the Dallas past, present, and future. And I'm going to leave it open. To 3 people. My mom. My sister Kaylee. And you know what? My coworker James. You 3 get to pick the poll for next week. Flashback Fridays. So in closing, guys, Voltron, amazing. Watch it, live it, love it. Sorry. Anyways, thanks for guys tuning in. It's been a long day. Well, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't have this. So I appreciate you. It's all right. You guys have a good night.